Good afternoon and welcome to Bradenton Kiwanis. I'm your club president this year, Heather Doyle, and welcome to Samoset K-Kids. Woohoo! Please join me in singing My Country 'Tis of Thee. My
country 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing.
Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's bride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring.
And the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I do see Bill Edwards here. He's just made it in the nick of time. Are you ready for the invocation? Born ready. Go ahead, sir.
Dear Lord, thank you for this beautiful day in Bradenton, Florida. Thank you for all these wonderful young visitors and young leaders and future leaders that we have with us today. Thank you for watching over us with all the projects that we do and all the things that we accomplish. And we try to work in the background. We're not looking for a pat on the back, but we try to help so many different people. Thank you for all our builders clubs and K-Kids and Key clubs and all the wonderful things that we do. Be with the people that we put in office to help them use some common sense, whether it be local or state or federal. And watch over all of us and keep us safe. Give us this food to the nourishment of our bodies. We ask all these things in your name. Amen.
Amen. Welcome back, everyone. And again, a warm welcome to METV, who's filming us today. Welcome to all of our guests and welcome to our members. It's a packed house today. First and foremost, we'd like to welcome our guests. And to do that, we have the lovely Diana Davis.
Thank you. If I call your name, please stand up so we can give you a warm Kiwanis welcome. We have Jesse Carell, who's on the board of directors here. Is he here? Jesse? Well, he was wandering around, so anyway. We have Jane Coker's husband, David Coker.
Hi, David.
Welcome. Also, her guest, Kevin Van Osterbridge.
Hi, Kevin.
Yeah, he is submitting an application. Cliff Walters has Bob Turner.
Hi, Bob.
Where are you, Bob? Bob? Oh, there you are. You're supposed to stand up. You know the drill. We miss you anyway. Then our favorite visiting Kiwanian is Tom Fox from Kalamazoo. Okay, Dawn Stanhope has as her guest Ron Beck. Where's Ron? Welcome. Byron Shin has as his guest Charlie Tokars. Charlie?
Hi, Charlie.
Okay, he's a trustee of USF, also with Medallion Homes. A CFO, did I get that right? CFO of Medallion, all right, good. Now, there's a James Sullivan in the room.
Hi, James.
I can't remember who was your, who?
Pittsburgh Pirates.
Duh. Yes. Okay, glad to find that out. Now, we have Lee Williams with USF, came with our... she's with our lovely speaker today, which I will let whoever is going to do that, she's going to get a much better introduction. So, and I'm so happy to see all these good-looking kids from Samoset. Can we have them stand up? Can we have them stand up?
Will all the kids from Samoset K-Kids please stand up? We'd like to recognize and honor you.
We're so happy to have you. Now, all of you visitors above 21, we'd love to have you come back and visit us again real soon.
All right, we do have a few announcements. Before I do that, I wanted to share with you a Facebook post that we got from a person who has thanked us for Kiwanis and for us being here. It says, "Hello, Kiwanis Club of Bradenton. 30 years ago, you awarded me a scholarship to attend USF. I really don't know how I could have gotten through school without you all. I hope that someday I can repay or pay forward what you all did for me. Thanks very much." He then said, I'm involved in my church, but will look for Kiwanis here in the D.C. area. I also saw an old friend on your website who I knew in Bradenton, Judge Ed Nicholas. When he was at Stetson, we worked for a couple of years together. A great guy. And isn't he? He's such a valued member of our club. I think that's a real testament to what Kiwanis does, and for those of you that are looking into being a member, I think all you have to do is look around you for reasons why, too many reasons to count why this club is so important. You get so much back more than you give. In other announcements, we had a great family fun event Saturday at the Boys and Girls Club. Brett may have had his face painted, I think twice. I think there may be some photos circulating. Feel free to tease him about that. Many thanks to Dawn Stanhope, Lori Fox, and J.B. Tucker for making that a resounding success. The Boys and Girls Club has an art exhibit in the lobby downstairs, just downstairs here. So if folks have a few minutes over the next few weeks, feel free to walk around and check out what the kids have been working on. And there's also a reception from 5 to 6 p.m. tonight as well. If you all don't know, my understanding is yesterday was the 103rd birthday of Kiwanis International, so I wanted to let you all know about that. We will be celebrating our 95th anniversary of Bradenton Kiwanis on March 23rd. It's going to be quite a party. Stay tuned for more information on that and for RSVPs. February 10th, Kids Against Hunger, food packaging event with the Manatee Sunrise Club. So important for us to partner with other Kiwanis clubs. It's an amazing event. All the food stays right here in Manatee County. February 17th, Interclub with Anna Maria Kiwanis Club. That's at the Holmes Beach Cafe, 8:30 a.m. Saturday morning. March 10th, mark your calendars. All hands on deck. It's our Better Manatee Day. This is going to be a special. I mean, every year Better Manatee Day is special, but this is going to be quite remarkable in the sense that we're doing a double header that day. And so what's going to happen is we will be doing we'll be helping Hope Family Services with some interior painting of the residence facility, and we're also going to be helping Pace Center for Girls, landscaping, installing crushed shell, and building and installing 2 picnic tables. Painting parking lot stops and clean gutters. You can see it's really all hands on deck. We're going to need all the help we can get. Let's make the biggest impact we can. And there's a sign-up sheet here. I will send that around for those of you that prefer to handwrite the fact that you're going to be there. There was also an email sent out today, I believe. I saw it this morning, for you to sign up. So many ways to help your community, to help the children of this community, and of course, outstanding fellowship. I think I got through all of our announcements. Brett Pollock is going to be giving us an update on Christmas in August, but before that, I'd ask Judge Nicholas to come up and talk to us a little bit about the fine guests that we have here.
Good afternoon. 30 years ago, I worked at the Pewter Mug. Some of you have been around a while might remember the Pewter Mug, and I worked with Pat Gray. I didn't realize he got a Kiwanis scholarship back then, so it was cool to hear from him through Facebook. Anyway, good afternoon. It's great to have the K-Kids here. Before I forget, we have to have a very short charitable committee meeting after this meeting. There's an issue that we need to address. Shouldn't take more than about 5 minutes, so if we have members of the charitable committee here, please make plans to stick around just for a few minutes. But more importantly, we got an amazing group of K-Kids here. As you know, K-Kids is the Kiwanis-sponsored service club for elementary school students. The idea is to get elementary school students engaged in community service. This group is an incredible group. They've really embraced the idea of service to their school, their community, and their world. They are truly finding out that it is better to give than to receive. It's fun to give back. It's fun to get involved in community service, and they've really embraced this idea. So although we've already done that, please help me in giving a warm Kiwanis welcome to the 2016, 2017, 2018 Samoset K-Kids. Please join me. Very briefly, to hear a little bit about what they've been up to this year, we give them a little bit of money, but we also give them a lot of moral support, is Sarah Thomas. As she's coming up, please join me in giving a very, very warm Kiwanis thank you to Sarah and all the 5th grade teachers. They do an amazing job. They don't get paid any additional money for working with these kids. They're wonderful role models. They really are good advocates for our club. So please join me in thanking them for all their efforts. All right, looks like we got girl power.
So I'm not going to speak much. I'm going to let the students do that for you, but it really is a joy to be here. This is such a great event for us to be able to come and let the kids know that they are appreciated for what they do. This is, I believe, our 3rd year working with you, maybe 4th, but anyway, every year it gets a little bigger and better. The kids see in 4th grade what the 5th grade students do, and they want to do that and then come up with their own. So they have a little PowerPoint that they'll go through and show you some of the stuff going on.
Hi, my name is Natalie, and I'm the president of the Samoset K-Kids group. First, we would like to thank you for inviting us here today. We're excited to tell you about how your generous donations to our program has allowed us to be involved in helping others.
An ongoing project at our school that your efforts helped get several years ago is our student garden. The border is a native plant area, and the center is raised beds where 3rd graders get to watch plants grow. They plant seeds and tend to them throughout the year. Favorites are always carrots and flowers, but this year, crops are also included: tomatoes, peppers, beans, and radishes. We use some of our funds to purchase a timer, seeds, and fertilizer.
This year, we again participated in the Mayor's Feed the Hungry program. We decided to use some of our funds as incentive for classes to compete for prizes to see who could bring in the most cans. This year, we were able to collect 14 large boxes of food.
Last year, K-Kids came up with the idea of making dog collars. For the dogs at Southeast Sky Dogs, we decided to do that again. With your funds, we were able to purchase the necessary supplies to complete 45 collars.
As you all know, Puerto Rico was hit very hard by hurricanes this year. We have students and teachers at our school who have family there. So we had each grade work on raising particular items that our art teacher could take over there to help out. Unfortunately, she lost her camera, but she was able to send a picture of the teachers at the school that received the school supplies we sent.
The day of Martin Luther King Day of Service was not specifically a K-Kids project, but many of us joined in as it was another way to give to the community. We made peace pinwheels and decorated the area by our school sign. Peace poles and plants were purchased to redecorate our front courtyard. Also, rocks were painted to help decorate around the poles. A new mural and benches were also added.
In February, we kicked off our Pasta for Pennies drive. This is a fundraiser to help raise money for people with leukemia. We will use some of our funding to again set up a challenge between the classes to see which group can bring in the most money. Earth Day. April 22nd is Earth Day, and we will participate by cleaning up the neighborhood around Samoset. Some students will also attend the Earth Day celebration at Oscar Shearer. Thanks. We heard about a project called Linus Blankets where you can make blankets to give to children in hospitals. We hope to make at least 20 fleece blankets to donate to this project.
So that's what they've come up with so far, but the year's not over. So.
Matt, do you have anything? And now our very own Mac Aldrich has a short presentation.
While I'm setting this thing up, I want to thank everybody for their expressions of condolence on the passing of my mother. She was a great lady, and we'll miss her. But in the meantime, I got to get this thing running. That's it, just a little promo for Kids Need Kiwanis.
And now we have Brett Pollock to give us an update on Christmas in August and also to announce our speaker.
All right, let me give you a quick update on Christmas in August. The school district is trying to come up with a date. We think we know what the date is. However, the availability of Lecom Park, is a question because if there's home games, we can't do it. And if the Project Heart people are on vacation, which they are a big part of because they're the ones who bring the students to us, we have issues. So we're trying to finalize a date. Stay tuned. Be ready to go when we're ready to pull the trigger. Now, with that being said, I am honored to introduce our speaker, and let me tell you, she is an accomplished woman. And the kids from Samoset, bear with me because this lady is amazing. Karen A. Holbrook, PhD, is the Regional Chancellor of the University of South Florida, Sarasota Manatee. After serving as Executive Vice President of University of South Florida, Sarasota Manatee, and Senior Advisor to the President of the University of South Florida System. Prior to USF, Sarasota Manatee, she served as Interim President of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. After leaving South Florida, where she was the Senior Vice President of Research and Innovation, then the Senior Vice President of Global Affairs and International Research. She had 2 stints at University of South Florida. Before coming to USF, Dr. Holbrook served as the President of the the Ohio State University from 2002 to 2007, the Senior Vice President of Academic Affairs and Provost at the University of Georgia, Vice President for Research and the Dean of the Dean of Graduate School at the University of Florida, and Associate Dean for Research and Professor of Biological Structure and Medicine at the University of Washington School of Medicine. Let me tell you, this woman serves on many councils and projects across this globe and across this area. And to get ready to invite her up here, she has been a member of the International Advisory Council with numerous committees working with the King Abdullah University of Science and Technology since it was started in the early 2006 and serves as a trustee. She also has been a trustee of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Dr. Holbrook had a productive research career in biomedicine or biomedical sciences and a merit award winner with recipients from the National Institutes of Health and serves on numerous awards or advisory boards and professional journals. She has received numerous awards from nationally and internationally. She earned her bachelor's and master's degree in zoology from the University of Washington, Madison, her PhD in biological structure from the University of Washington School of Medicine, where she serves as a postdoctoral fellow in dermatology and a faculty member. Holy mackerel. I am so proud to have her in our community. Dr. Holbrook, please come on up and let's hear about University of South Florida Manatee.
Well, thank you very much. I'm sorry you had to go through all of that. It's not necessary, but thank you. I am really delighted to be here, and especially I am just thrilled to see the young people here and what you have all accomplished. You have set the stage for yourselves, for your lives, doing things that are very important for the community, for your school, for this region, and for the world. I heard some international projects. You're thinking broadly, you're thinking clearly, and you're thinking carefully. And thank you for all that you do, because you really are setting the stage for your future, and you're setting the stage for your careers, and you're setting the stage for all of us. So thank you for being here, and congratulations to all of you for what you're doing. It's really, really superb. I'm going to talk to you a little bit, and please listen, young people, because we want you all to come to our university, particularly after I heard of all the things you're doing. So think about the University of South Florida, Sarasota, Manatee. I put the title of my talk as Behind the Trees. Now, why would you call it Behind the Trees? I'll tell you why. Because we have more people that stop in our campus or come or that we talk to that say, what's going on behind the trees? Because you really don't see us when you're coming down Tamiami Trail, and people don't know what we're doing. So part of what I want to tell you today is what's going on behind the trees. And think about it every time you go by. Think about what is it that's going on behind the trees. Because there are a lot of wonderful things that go behind the trees. So we are a proud member of the University of Florida system. And we are not the same as the University of Florida, I said, didn't I? South Florida system. And we are not the same as Tampa. We have our own differentiated projects. We have our own special attributes. Let me give you one example. We have a Bloomberg Terminal Lab. Many of you young people may not know unless you watch the ticker tapes on TV and watch the financials keep rolling around. Those are done on Bloomberg terminals. We have 12 of them. They don't have any at many universities, and I don't even know what they have up at Tampa, but they don't have 12. We have a lot of really special things. They're very special programs, and we want you to come and be part of that. We have 4 colleges, and we've been described as one of the safest college campuses, so we're proud of that as well. We are absolutely committed to diversity. We're committed to having a pluralistic community of students and faculty. We are student-focused for success, and I'll tell you a little bit more about how that works. And what we have is very contemporary and relevant academic programs. So it isn't the same programs that you might have heard about when some of us my age went to school and we went into very traditional programs. Today our programs serve what is going on in the world. For example, we have degrees in cybersecurity, and you can think of all the kinds of degrees that keep evolving as people need to be prepared for new careers that are coming on in the future. So we are very pleased. Now, what I want to tell you about, particularly those of you in the community who may have been concerned about seeing House Bill 423, and I won't belabor this, but what you will have seen is that there is a House bill pending right now that will bring back together all 3 currently separately accredited universities of the University of South Florida system. It doesn't change who we are. It doesn't change what we do. It doesn't change how we go forward. What it does is it says instead of being separately accredited, you will all be accredited under one single accreditation by SACS, our accrediting agency. It also says that this will not happen for 2 years, but within 1 year, we will have to put together a plan for how we come back together. But this plan isn't going back to the way we used to be when we were all together. This is a plan that will take us forward in a much new, more creative and active way. So it's an opportunity for us to leverage the strengths that are at the University of South Florida in Tampa. It'll allow us to leverage our strengths locally. And so as we look forward to it, we have to think of what the positives are in going forward, and hopefully what it will do is bring us more resources down here to bring to for our programs at Sarasota Manatee. So what are the kinds of things we think about when we think about going forward with this reunification of the University of South Florida? The first thing you can say is, how different are we really right now? How separate are we? And I just made a list of the number of things that are tethering us currently to the University of South Florida in Tampa. We are not totally independent, but many of these things, all of these different things that I've listed, and I could go on with lists, are things that we still do in concert with the University of South Florida in Tampa. So it is not going to change a lot of the things we do. There are going to be some things that change, and that's what we're going to be working out in that plan. But there are also going to be a lot of advantages to this reunification, and you can see what some of them are. One of them right now that I think is very exciting for us is that by law, all of the regional campuses, or none of the regional campuses, are allowed to offer PhD programs. Once we are back with the University of South Florida, reunified, that means we can start offering PhD programs right here in Sarasota and Manatee counties, which is very exciting for us. Things we are concerned about is, what are the community perceptions? I've heard things that people have said, is the University of South Florida, Sarasota, Manatee going to go away? Is it going to close? Is my degree going to be worthless? Nothing is going to change. Your degrees, nobody's degrees are going to be changed in any way other than to become better and better, because every year our university and our regional universities all become better and better. So this is not a threat, and we want to be sure that people are not worried that their sons or daughters are going to be in some kind of a jeopardized situation by staying at any one of these universities. Faculty, of course, are always threatened. I mean, that's the nature of a faculty member, is to think about what is it that is going to change that might jeopardize my future. And those are the kinds of things that we have to reassure people about, and those are the kinds of things we have to get very concrete answers about. And what's the impact on students? One of the things that's written in the bill is that this reunification will do nothing to change the success of our students. Entering students, continuing students, and returning students. So while we're wondering what's going to happen, I think we are looking at it as an opportunity, a real opportunity for us, as well as an opportunity for the system to move forward in a very new, dynamic way. So that's our hope. So let me tell you something about who are our students right now. You know, many people think that a college or a university is here for the 18-year-olds that graduate from high school. But I can tell you, if you look at what the national data are, and I think it's hard for people to see this screen and see these numbers, and I don't necessarily want to go through them in depth, but what the national data show you that the students in college today are not the same students that were in college when I went to school, and probably some of the other adults in this room went to school, but they are 24 years of age or older in terms of a national average. Our students are 26.8 years of age. We have a lot of non-traditional students. 56% of the students in the nation are working either part-time or full-time. When we did a survey of our graduates last December, we discovered that 80% of our students either work 10 hours or between 10 and 30 hours or even more. So our students can go to school, get an education while still supporting their families or earning the money that they need to go to school, largely because we have both online programs and we have face-to-face programs and we have hybrid programs, which are both. So we have students that are coming back. 42% nationally are of color. 21% are at the University of South Florida, Sarasota, Manatee, are either African American or Hispanic. 52% of students nationally are the first time in college. I don't have a percentage for us, but I can tell you that 149 of our students entering last fall were also first time in college, and many of them are the first time in their families to be in college at all. We have a number of veterans returning, and we have a very strong veterans program, and if you look at where the University of South Florida overall ranks in veterans, we are ranked #1 in being a veteran proactive university. So we're very proud of this and bringing back our veterans. They are very important to us, and our veterans are 33 years of age and averaging. And of course, we do have traditional students. But today's college-going population is really quite different than it used to be. So what are our goals at the University of South Florida, Sarasota, Manatee? One, and probably the most important one, is student success. We want every one of our students that enters the university to finish the university in 4 years with a degree, and a degree that is preparing them for a bright future. Our second follows along with student success, and that is to offer first-rate academic programs and to have faculty and students all support, and staff all supported in their research endeavors. And I'll talk a little bit more about research, because you may hear around the community, there is no research university in Sarasota and Manatee. There is. University of South Florida, Sarasota, Manatee has a strong research program, and I'll say a little bit more about it after that. The third goal is to increase our relationships with the community. And again, it goes back to behind the trees and people not knowing who we are. That's telling us that we need to do a better job in outreach, and we need to do a better job in connecting with you. And I'll talk a little bit about the kind of partnerships that we have and the ones that we want to develop even stronger and in a more robust manner, because it's very important. It's important to us to connect with the community, and it's important for our students to be part of the community and to get that kind of experience. And the fourth goal is to enhance our resources. And you can look at what kind of resources I'm talking about. I'm talking about physical, I'm talking about financial, and I'm talking about talent. The picture down below is very small, but you can see a small appendage onto sort of an L-shaped building, and that's the goal of putting in a new science and research building. We desperately need it because we have STEM careers that are needed in this community. We have students who are interested in having those STEM careers, but you can't have students in the STEM programs if you don't have the facilities to train them. Right now, our students go to Marine Lab for a lot of the life science programs, and this is wonderful, but they have to travel all the way across town. We desperately need our science and technology and research building. That's on the agenda. It's on a very near-term agenda. We also need residence halls. If we had residence halls, we could have students who are here from out of state. We could have students who are more international students. We could have students here in the summer. We could have young people come for summer camps. We could have robotics camps. We could have cheerleading camps. We could have just about anything you can think about. But without a residence hall, it's very hard to do a lot of that. And of course, our financial needs follow. You've got to, in order to have those physical needs, you also have to have the financial resources to do it as well. So those are our goals. But again, let me go through some of them in a little more detail. Promoting student success is probably the most important thing we do. And what we try to do is develop the kind of degree programs that students want. They are evolving. We want them to meet the goals of the community. We want them to meet the careers that are out there for them, and so we continually add programs. The new one that I just mentioned is cybersecurity, and this is one of our IT programs that will be starting. It is starting right now, and we keep adding programs as they are desired and wanted and needed. We also have a number of best practices, because you think about it, if you say you want your students to graduate in 4 years, you've got to have mechanisms to help them. So we've got ways of helping students come into the university. We have them starting to understand what the university is about while they're your age, and what different kinds of programs that introduce you to what it is that you can do in a career, what it is that you can do. Particularly, we have tech-savvy girls, for example. There are a lot of girls here today, so Tech-Savvy Girls is a program we have in the summer where young girls come and learn how to make rockets, learn about robotics, learn about coding, because women are so important in the STEM fields. We have what we call the Green to Gold programs. I'm not going to go through all of these, but the Green to Gold programs are a series of workshops that help students understand how to focus, how to get around stress, how to do better study skills, and all those different kinds of programs. We have advisors, and our advisors are not like typical advisors that you find in the college, because our advisors are not just advising students on their courses, but most of them come from career counseling backgrounds, so they can advise students not only on what they're doing while they're in college, but advise them on a career as they're moving forward. And we have ways of helping them with wellness programs and in financial support. We also have persistence advisors, and our students are tracked. So you can't come in and become invisible. You are followed. Somebody follows you all the way through your career and through all of your courses and connects with you. If they see that you're not doing particularly well in a course, they will connect with you and help you so that you get the right tutoring, you get the right support, so you can be successful. And we have a 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio, which is a very, very low ratio, meaning that students get personalized attention, they get motivated, and they get to make real relationships with the faculty. So this is a very important way for student success. The other thing we do is we have exactly what you young folks talked about today, what we call co-curricular activities or experiential activities. Those are exactly what you're doing. You are doing experiences that help you with your classwork. It allows you to take your classwork into a different direction and apply it while you are studying. And so we have a lot of research programs where our students work with faculty on a research project. And it's not just they do the project and let it go, but they present it in a forum, and they also write it up in papers. And we are starting a research journal for them. So it is a very professional activity. And when you look at some of the work that these students do, and you look at their posters, you say, oh my gosh, I don't understand a word of what that student said. These are very sophisticated projects, and our students do very sophisticated, high-quality work. It is not what you would call undergraduate research. I always bristle at that term. I call it research because there isn't the difference between undergraduate research and research. Research is research, and they all apply the same scientific method, and they do the same kinds of things, and the research comes out to be very important. We have 318 internships, and I list our internships because they're with business, they're with hospitals, they're with schools. And our internships with the schools are very, very important to us. They're with governments, they're with the military, they're with for-profit and not-for-profit organizations, and they're with, I think I probably said governments already. But these are very important strategic activities for our students. It gives them a chance to experience what it is and how they're going to apply what it is that they learn in class. It gives the employers a chance to see the students and determine whether a student is somebody that they want in their company or in their organization. And then we do service learning, and I gave you a definition of service learning, but again, I don't think you can read that far. But this is the kind of thing where you take your classroom knowledge and you go out and work in the community designing projects, not going out to do service, but designing projects so that they are partnerships, real partnerships with community members to do something that makes a difference, that improves dignity, improves and allows people to understand more about culture. So all of these things are a very important part of our student learning. And as I had said, we are a research university of sorts. You wouldn't call us a research university because that's a real classification. But our faculty are research prepared, they are research ready, and they are research enthusiastic. You will see that our faculty, and we have a small faculty of about 94 faculty members, but they've produced 58 books. They've produced over 12,000 articles and chapters, and those articles are cited. And this is the important thing because that tells you the relevance of the work that they're doing. They are recognized in over 46,000 citations. So our faculty do a lot of extraordinary research, and we're putting out our first research magazine this spring that will showcase a lot of what the faculty does. We have internal awards programs, we have grant writing workshops, we have research partnerships, and we have a number of things to promote research, and it's going on in a very robust manner. Community partnerships. These are very important to us, as I have already said, and these are ones that we want to strengthen. They're very important to serve the needs to build the public trust and to be relevant as far as a university. We also need to develop new strategies so that we connect more with our community. And we also need to engage more in national activities. We are a regional campus, but we have to be recognized nationally, and if you're recognized nationally, it's important to be recognized globally, because the problems that affect all of us in this community, the problems that affect us in this state, are no different than the problems that are affecting everybody around the world. So this is very, very important to connect outside of our own region. Now, how do we promote community partnerships, and what are they? We have set up a new organization called the Business Education Connection Network. And what this is it's a new organization at the University of South Florida, Sarasota, Manatee, that will connect business leaders, that will connect anybody in the community that has a problem. You might say, I have a new small company and I don't know how to develop a business plan. Come to BECN, and we will either connect you with some of our faculty, or connect you with faculty at other universities in the area, or connect you with technical schools, or connect you with any of the educational resources that we have here to help solve problems. We have accountability councils, and these are very important to us, because they are councils of African American and Hispanic folks in the community that can help us tell us, how can we do a better job? How do we do a better job in recruiting a better diverse group of students and faculty? So this is very important to us. Our community members are advisory groups to the colleges. They help us with clubs, recruitment fairs, put on programs, and one of those programs is on your table, where we're partnering with Cumberland Advisors and with the Atlantic Fed in terms of putting on a program that's talking about Cuba and the Caribbean. What now? What's happened now after this hurricane and after all of the things that have happened? So we try to do a lot of things connecting with our community partnerships. And one of them that is really quite unique, and something you may know about, you may not know about, is what was started, I think back in 2016, called the Cross College Alliance. This is the third name it's had. But what it is it's an organization that is made up of USF Sarasota Manatee, New College, State College of Florida, Eckerd College, the Ringling, and I'm missing one, Ringling School of Art, and Ringling School of Art and Design. And what the idea is let's get together and do something collectively, collaboratively, for our 18,000 students and our many community members. So we have collaboration, building curriculum. We have cross-registration, so that somebody enrolled in USFSM could also enroll in a class in New College without paying an extra tuition level. So cross-registering for different courses. We have career service activities. Ours is a handshake. There's a different one at Ringling because their careers have a very different background. So we collaborate on getting students connected to careers. We do co-branding. We work together with the legislature. So this is an idea of taking these 6 schools that are very, very different from one another and blending our resources, our talents, together to make a bigger difference for our students and to make a bigger difference for our community. So I think this is a very unique organization. So I love that question, because somebody always says to you, how do you see your university 2 years down the road or 5 years down the road? It's very hard to make a difference. You can make a difference, but it's hard to make a big impact in that period of time. But if somebody says, what are you going to do in 15 years? There's a lot you can think about. And so I'll tell you what I think about our university in 15 years. We're going to be larger. We're going to be much more vibrant. We're going to have a larger number of students, and we're going to have a lot more international students, more diverse students, and we're going to have more out-of-state students. We're going to be working in our new science and research building. We'll probably have another academic building, and we're going to have a residence hall. And in that residence hall, we can envision this wonderful residence hall that's like they're building on lots of campuses. We are not going to have a lazy river. We're not going to have a climbing wall like some of them do. But we're going to have a building that has retail space, that has educational space, that has community space, that has opportunities for companies to come in that kind of a place. This is what we would love to have. We'd like to see us have a research park where we have space for startup companies. Again, these are blue sky things. And we want to have evolved educational programs that are new, that are more interdisciplinary, and that have more dual degree programs. Because as all of you young people know, many of you are ready to go on to college long before you actually come out of all of the years of high school. And so many of the high schools are now doing dual degree programs where a student can enroll in college courses while they are still in high school and come out with an associate's degree when they start their college program. More of those programs are needed because more of our students are ready for those kinds of programs, and then they come into the university and move through it very quickly. So we're looking forward to those kinds of things. We will have new PhD programs and perhaps even new colleges. We only have 4. Perhaps there will be others. We're going to have a much more robust research program, and hopefully with about $100 million in research income, and that's not unreasonable for the size and talent of our faculty. We would like to see our university be part of other research parks that are in the area. If you think about what's going on at Lakewood Ranch and the new core facility, we would love to be a part of that and see ourselves inserted and embedded in all the things that go on in the community. And we want to have much more summer programming on campus. But overall, we will still be, and we will always be, a primary resource for students. We want our students to earn a first-rate, high-quality education, working with community, working with committed and talented faculty. So this is always will be our top goal, is our students to become successful and to have a brilliant future and hopefully stay in this region. And I can tell you that last December, 91% of our graduating seniors are staying in the state of Florida, with 34% of them working in the public sector, 30% in the private sector, and 28% going on to graduate and professional schools. So we want to be what we think we could be in 15 years. It's very, very important to us. And more importantly, it's important to all of the young people coming up and going to school, and it's very important to our community. So thank you for listening to the University of South Florida, Sarasota Manatee.
We have time for just a couple questions for Dr. Holbrook, if anyone's interested. Yes, Dr. Enberg.
Dr. Holbrook, would you tell us how many students you have?
Yeah.
And what's the, how much is the tuition and something about any scholarships that you may offer?
Yeah, thank you for asking. 2,100 students we have right now on campus, and every year we inch up. You may know that it's only been 4 years, now it's 5 years that we've started with freshman and sophomore years. So to get, we've graduated our first class of students that have gone through in 4 years. So we're looking to increase that number. That's the number of students we have. Your third question I'll come back to, and I'll remember the other one along the way.
How much is the tuition?
Tuition is what? It's about $5,000, I think, for our campus. It's a very reasonable amount compared to tuition most places. And your question?
Per year or per semester?
Per year. And your question about scholarships, I can't give you the exact number. I should. We have a large number of scholarships, and some of them are dedicated for certain programs, but that is why we have Brunch on the Bay, for example. Brunch on the Bay is our program every year for the whole community that how many people do, 800 come? 800 to 1,000 people attend that, and that is a fundraiser for scholarships because we understand that many students cannot come to school without a scholarship. And that's, again, where internships fit in, because a lot of the students have paid internships. And I'll say one other quick thing, and then I'll be quiet. Our nursing program, we're going to be starting in this fall, and we want to start the nursing cohort, the ones that come in for the nursing program, getting a CNA degree. It's not a degree, it's a certificate that prepares them to work clinically right away. It's only a 3-week program, but it gets them embedded in nursing right off the bat before they actually start taking their general education courses, and it gets them into a position where they can earn money. So our goal is to try to help students with their financial needs as much as we possibly can through scholarships and through as many other ways as it's possible.
Time for one more question, although Dr. Enberg did have 2.
3.
Yes, young man.
So that means if you play sports, like sports in high school, you can get scholarships.
Yes, but not to USF, Sarasota Manatee, because we have sports clubs, but we don't have scholarships. We will have scholarships for women's rowing because we will become the NCAA title Division I women's rowing team here. But otherwise, you can go to USF, and we all will be USF, and they have scholarships for athletics, and many schools do.
So that means if I go to Duke University and I like play like if I go to high school to the Southeast High and I get a scholarship, could I go to Duke University and be a basketball?
Well, Duke University is going to be the one that awards that scholarship to you. So when you apply to Duke and Duke accepts you, and if you're as good as you probably are, there will be coaches that will come after you before you graduate from high school and offer you scholarships. So keep up good athletics if that's what you're good at.
All right, let's give another round of applause for Dr. Holbrook. Dr. Holbrook. I know we're just about at 1:15. I would like all the kids that are here, I want you to take a good look at Dr. Holbrook. This is what you can achieve if you work hard in school. This is what you can achieve if you decide to make healthy choices and you keep pushing through to achieve your dreams. We believe in you. This community believes in you. There are lots of people you can look at as role models. You can be the first female or the first male at anything you want to do, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You got that, kids? It is my great pleasure to bestow upon you the Kiwanis Golden Rule.
Thank you.
It is highly coveted.
Yes, I understand.
Also very rare. You folks in the back, someday you too can have a Kiwanis Golden Rule. Dr. Holbrook, thank you so much. This is to help you measure the future, the undoubted, bright, exciting future of USF Sarasota Manatee. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I'll probably put that on my desk.
All right.
Thank you.
If Dr. Holbrook and also the kids could stay behind, we want to have a photo op. To all of you, thank you so much for being a part of this great organization. Thank you so much for making your lives count. God bless you. Have a great week. We are adjourned.